Hello, everyone, and good evening to you all. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2024. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope you folks had a truly blessed and wonderful Friday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also tonight in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we are expecting for the entire weekend. That's tomorrow, which is Saturday and Sunday, plus through all of next week. So without further ado, let's get things started here on this Friday night as I open up my National Day calendar segment. Can you guys believe it? Weekend is just about another weekend is just about to get started. Of course, my featured National Day holiday from today was National Cuban Sandwich Day. On this day, we celebrate a sandwich that originated in Cuba but grew up in Florida. National Cuban Sandwich Day is a tribute to flavor found in a toasted pressed sandwich. While the Cubano traditionally consists of ham, roast pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard on Cuban bread, restaurants and home cooks serve up different versions. While the sandwich alone may serve as a satisfying meal, some very flavorful sides complement this globe-trotting sandwich. Like any grilled sandwich, a creamy, dunkable soup makes the perfect complement. Excuse me. The sandwich brings together flavor and history too. By combining traditions from Cuban, German, and Italian immigrants, the sandwich offers a world tour of simple ingredients. If you've never had one, then of course today has been the day to try one. I hope your lunch included the Cuban sandwich. Whether for lunch or for dinner, hoping that this delectable sandwich was included as part of your lunch plans, to go out and have a Cuban sandwich. Many restaurants offer specials on their Cuban sandwich to celebrate the day. You will want to give the place that makes your favorite Cubano a shout out too. You can also make your own. Try a traditional recipe or change it up with your own distinctive style. You can also share the day with others while exploring new side dishes and recipes. Be sure to use hashtag National Cuban Sandwich Day to share your celebrations on social media. Journalist Christopher Spada of the Tampa Bay Times sent out to test the National Day food celebration waiters in 2016. In his mission to make up a new food holiday, he managed to create a celebration that has gone around the world. According to his article, he chose August 23rd because the only other food holiday was National Sponge Cake Day. And who cares about that? Quote, and who cares about that, end quote. He has obviously never had a sponge cake or tried making one, end quote. And while some articles call it a hoax, those who celebrate food days take them seriously. So National Sandwich Day altogether is on November 3rd. The short answer is that there are 13 sandwich-specific holidays on the calendar, but define sandwich. Most people define sandwich as a food comprised of two pieces of bread with a filling of meat, cheese, and other food items in between the bread. Hoagie, hamburger, and sloppy joe easily fit that description. Grilled cheese sandwich has the word sandwich in its name. Those are no-brainers. But what is a hot dog, chili dog? What about the Oreo? Is it a sandwich or can you count desserts? Speaking of desserts, how about a s'more? Are graham crackers bread? That brings us a quesadilla. That brings us a quesadillas. Tortillas are bread, and in some quesadillas are used two tortillas. Is a quesadilla a sandwich? And then there are the open-faced sandwiches. Is an egg Benedict considered an open-faced sandwich? So today it was all about the Cuban sandwich on this national holiday. And of course, the only other food holiday today also was National Sponge Cake Day. So hope you've had a chance to enjoy a sponge cake day with this quintessential classic of the cake world. This airy queen of teas is the guest of honor, but here's the pleasure of tasting. One of the trickiest cakes for bakers to master, a perfect sponge stands tall. Another balancing trick for bakers includes maintaining a fine crumb while keeping the cake moist. If you enjoy layering berries and whipped cream, the sponge handles this task beautifully. The sponge cake is thought to have originated in the Caribbean. However, the earliest English printed recipe for sponge cake comes from an English poet and author, Gervase Markham. In 1615, he published a sponge cake recipe in the book, The English Housewife, containing the inward and outward virtues which ought to be in a complete woman. In 2003, the sponge cake played a tiny role in the movie Calendar Girls, starring Helen Mirren. In the scene, Mirren's character Chris enters a baking competition. However, she forgets she entered, and instead of entering a sponge cake of her own making, she submits a store-bought Victoria sponge cake. So today's food holidays, other than National Cuban Sandwich Day, is that today was also National Sponge Cake Day. Also today was so the following food besides today being National Cuban Sandwich Day, the only other food holiday from today is that today was National Sponge Cake Day. And here are the following, which are non-food holidays. Today was Find Your Inner Nerve Day, and also today was National Ride to Win Day. So that's part of my National Day calendar segment here on this Friday night. And of course, now looking back at the 2024, since last night was the final night of the 2024 Democratic National Convention, I just thought I'd give you guys one last recap of the 2024 Democratic National Convention, which took place in Chicago. It was Monday through Thursday night. But here's a recap of the 2024 Democratic National Convention. The 2024 Democratic National Convention was a presidential nominating convention in which delegates of the United States Democratic Party voted on their party platform and ceremonially reported their vote to nominate Vice President Kamala Harris for president and her chosen running mate, Governor Tim Walz, for vice president in the 2024 presidential election. It was held from Monday, August 19th through Thursday, August 22nd at the It was held from August 19th through the 22nd, 2024 at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Delegates virtually nominated Harris and Walz earlier in the first week of August. Harris is the first black woman and first South Asian woman to be the presidential nominee of a major political party in the United States, and the first Democratic president nominee from the Western United States. Earlier in the year, on March 12th, incumbent President Joe Biden became the presumptive nominee, running against what it reported at NBC News called token opposition during the primaries. Conflicts with ballot deadlines led the Democratic National Committee to vote on June 20th to allow an early online nomination vote. Following his June 27th debate performance and decision on July 21st to withdraw his candidacy, Biden endorsed Harris. With the other most viable presidential prospects endorsing Harris, she secured the support of enough convention delegates to make her the new presumptive nominee the next day, and Harris was the only candidate with enough delegate support to be on the board. The atypical circumstances were described by the New York Times as a starting campaign unlike any in modern times. I think I read this article to you guys in last night's video, but I'm totally not for sure just yet. I just thought I'd give you guys one last recap of this year's Democratic National Convention, which was held Monday through Thursday of this week. Now let's move on to your weather segment here on this Friday night. And of course, now today actually did turn out. Now we did start off this morning with lots of clouds. Of course, it was a little more humid, but still the humidity levels wasn't too bad. But it was a little more humid. But also it turned out to be rather very hot day for us as to close out the week. I believe that however, some areas across the region finally managed to see some rain, to experience some rain here on this Friday. So I'll let you guys know. I will let you guys know exactly who had rain. Now I do have rain chances in the forecast, and I do have chances of rain in the forecast. I'll let you guys know exactly when could we be expecting that rain. When could we be expecting that rain to come our way. Overnight low temperatures will range in the lower to middle 70s. Tomorrow, going into your Saturday, high temperatures on Saturday will range mostly in the mid to upper 90s. And your averages and records for this day for Friday, August 23rd. 95 is our normal high temperature. 73 is our normal low temperature. Record high 106 set on this day exactly just a year ago today in 2023. First up, that was another one of several many days during this week, exactly a year ago this week when we were breaking and setting these records. 58 is our normal low 58 is our record low temperature set on this date back in 1949. And of course, none of us is under a heat advisory at the moment. Only far to the northwestern portions, I want to say like portions of north central Texas and portions of central Oklahoma are under a heat advisory at the moment, but elsewhere across the region is totally clear from the heat advisory. And once again, just like on many nights, many times throughout this month, no parts of the Shreveport radar is receiving any rain. All is quiet out there on this Friday night. And of course, however, there is save for a few showers and storms which have passed through parts of the Arklatex region, most likely in portions of East Texas. That's where our cloud cover was coming from a weak upper level disturbance. But nonetheless, those clouds have given way to sunshine enough for us to reach the upper 90s, topping and even on one hand topping out at 100 in some spots earlier today. But but not much is happening here on the regional radar other than the few showers. Most of the shower activity is being focused. One shower activity is focused just off the coast of near Corpus Christi, Texas. There's another line of showers coming through just off the Louisiana and the Florida Gulf Coast here on this Friday night. And of course, all is that's that disturbance. Of course, once again, all is quiet here on this Friday night. Just like much of the week has been. Now, we've only received 1 day of measurable rainfall all month. As of right now, we are at our second driest August. So far, it looks like that we could eventually receive some rain. And so far, the month of August in Shreveport we are now at our third dry. We are now at our if the month were to end today, we would be at our third driest August on record. However, the all-time driest August on record was staying at just a trace amount that was received back in 2000. We have received 900ths of an inch of rainfall this entire month so far. So as of right now, we are at our third driest August on record, and looks like fortunately let's hope we do not end up being among the top 10 driest Augusts on record. So on average, typically August is our driest month on average. Temperature outside here on this Friday night is 84 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Humidity is 66%, dew point is 72 degrees, so the air mass is getting a little more moist. It's starting to feel a little more moist outside, especially with the humidity. So so hopefully, so early in the week we fed dew point levels as low as in the 50s and in the 60s at night, which made it feel very nice and comfortable. With dew point levels in the 60s this morning, it still felt rather nice and comfortable, but it doesn't look like that. But humidity levels, so it is. So of course you notice how humid it felt at times earlier today with that sunshine. Temperature outside on this Friday night is 84 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Humidity is 66%. Dew point is 72 degrees. That's how moist it is outside. Barometric pressure at 30. And of course, that's what gives a feel-like temperature of 89 degrees. So it's humid, but it's not. So it is awfully warm out on this Friday night. And barometric pressure is at 30.07 inches of mercury. Tropical storm Hone will pass. Tropical storm Hone passing south of Hawaii. Heat continues in the southern U.S. Tropical storm Hone will pass south of the Hawaiian Islands this weekend, strengthening into a hurricane briefly southwest of Hawaii late Sunday into Monday. A tropical storm watch and flood watch have been issued. The heat wave will persist over the southern plains Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 90s and triple digits, likely breaking several additional daily records. So at times, heat indexes values were here in Shreveport were as high as 108. So the heat was definitely on as we top out in the upper 90s, close to 100. So I'll let you guys know how long the hot and dry conditions will last, and eventually, and also let you guys know when we could eventually start seeing some rain, because we sure need the rain around here. We sure definitely need the rain around here, because we certainly can use a little bit of moisture to help keep things more moderate. So far, everything in the tropics. So we're not seeing any activity. We're not seeing any activity developing in the tropics so far as of right now. All is quiet in the tropics here on this Friday night. So tonight we're expecting clear skies. Now, of course, we're not. So we're expecting clear skies as we bottom out at 76 degrees with the south-southeast wind at 4 miles per hour, with no rain expected. Tomorrow, of course, it's going to be the heat will be quite similar to what we've experienced today. So it will be sunny most of the time and hot. So that means, in perspective, that means tomorrow will be mostly sunny and hot. Remember the dangers of dehydration and heat stroke if outside for an extended period of time as we top it at 98 degrees. With the southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. And of course, so tomorrow's going to be a bit more humid. So as of right now, the National Weather Service has yet to issue a heat advisory So as of right now, the National Weather Service has yet to issue a heat advisory for during the day tomorrow. But we know that we eventually see rapid warm moisture return. That's going to make conditions more humid. So early in the week, it's been nice for us to enjoy days of comfortable and pleasant conditions with lower humidity, and dew point give us a brief periods of dry air. So on some occasions early in the week, we've enjoyed low temperatures in the 70s. I just wish our low temperatures were just a little bit lower. But instead, we've had low temperatures starting in the 70s, which of course is not too bad for this time of year. Not too bad, but I would prefer if we would see our low temperatures even like lower in the 60s, like to give us a glimpse of a brief taste of fall in the air rather than summer. So that'll make it feel more pleasant. So far this August week, this month, our low temperature has been 71 degrees. But with clouds around, we weren't quite that cool this morning. We were mostly in the mid 70s this morning, which is a couple degrees, about 2 to 3 degrees warmer than where we should be this time of year. But still with plenty of sunshine to help warm us up to the upper 90s, close to 100. So it definitely was a hot one. So again, tomorrow, okay, back to tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be mostly sunny and hot. Remember the dangers of dehydration and heat stroke. If you're going to be spending extended periods of time outdoors during the day tomorrow with a high temperature of 98 degrees, heat index 104 with the southeast wind at 7 miles per hour, and no rain is expected. Excuse me. So those of you with weekend plans, the heat and humidity levels will be increasing. So I strongly encourage you folks to please find a cool place or shelter. Find somewhere to keep cool. Like take frequent breaks, drink plenty of water, and remember to stay cool and hydrated. So the heat. So it's going to be rather. So the weekend is this. So we're going to eventually start to see return of scorching temperatures. So we should be expecting mostly clear skies and overnight hours tonight, with low temperature in the range from the mid to upper 70s, close to 80. We start out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to temperature 76 degrees with clear skies. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning we should be at 84 degrees with sunshine. Noon tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, we should be at 92 degrees. 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon with mostly sunny skies, we should be at 96 degrees. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with sunshine, we should be at 95 degrees. 9 p.m. tomorrow night with mostly clear skies, we should be at 87 degrees. So tomorrow, like today, it's going to be another hot one. So we should be on either side of our temperatures reaching the century mark. So let's see what the next 7 and 10 days have in store for us. So after a low temperature tonight, 76 degrees with clear skies tomorrow. Of course, so once again, for the entire weekend, it's going to be basically a more summer-like pattern tomorrow going into your Saturday. It will be mostly sunny and hot. Just remember the dangers of dehydration and heat stroke if you're going to be spending an extended period of time outside. And also, don't forget to take frequent breaks and drink plenty of water. With the high of 98, low of 71, winds high of 98, low of 71, heat index 104. So it's going to be a little more humid with the southeast wind at 7 miles per hour and no rain expected. Sunday, like tomorrow, once again, will be mostly sunny and hot. Just use extreme caution if you're going to be spending any time outdoors during the day going into your Sunday. High of 98, low of 74. Winds will be from the east-southeast at 7 miles per hour. No rain expected. Monday, as we go into the upcoming week, as we go into the start of next week, of course we'll be heading into the final full week of August with the high of 99. It will be mostly sunny and hot. Just remember to use extreme caution outside for an extended period of time. However, maybe it's with. And of course, fortunately from Monday, I have a rain, at least a possible slight rain chance in the forecast for your Monday. With mostly sunny and hot, safe for a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm or two for your Monday. High of 99, low of 77. Heat index 105. Winds will be from the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance of rain 20%. Tuesday, with mostly it would be mostly partly cloudy and hot with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Remember to use extreme caution if outside for an extended period of time going into your Tuesday. High of 98, low of 75. Winds will be from the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance of rain 10%. Not much of rain is on the way for Tuesday, but Wednesday, mostly sunny, partly cloudy and hot. Maybe a slight chance of a shower, thunderstorm or two going into your Wednesday toward the middle of next week with the high of 100, low of 75. Winds will be from the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance of rain 20%. Then we start to see the better rain chances increasing as we go towards the latter half of next week for your Thursday. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny, partly cloudy and hot, with the chance of a shower, a thunderstorm in parts of the area, mostly in the afternoon for your Thursday. High of 97, low of 77. Winds will be from the south-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance rain 30%. And we close out next week with an even better rain chance. So, of course, hopefully we can get this much needed rain on the way by the time we wrap up next week. So far this month has been unusually dry. So far this month has been unusually dry, and hopefully we can benefit from the possible from the slightly better rain chance as we go into the conclusion of next week. We have partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies. It will be humid with a few thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon. High of 95, low of 75. Winds will be from the south at 6 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. So that's the highest rain chance one of the highest rain chances I've put in for a while. So we certainly need it. So it looks like next Friday could be the day that with the best chance of rain we'll see. And looks like that at least the small rain chances will linger through much of the upcoming Labor Day weekend, which is next weekend. Saturday the 31st, we have partly cloudy. We have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, with maybe a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm or two. Highs in the low 90s, chance of rain 20%. Better rain chance for Sunday, which is September 1st. Partly cloudy skies with a few thunderstorms. Highs will be in the low 90s, chance of rain 30%. And then it would be humid with periods of sunshine. It would be mainly sunny and humid for your Labor Day holiday, which is exactly 10 days from today. On Monday, September 2nd, highs will be in the low 90s and no rain's expected. So, so it looks like that. So for those of you that's begging for rain, it looks like we finally have some more decent rain chances towards the end of next week. So until then, we're just gonna keep the mainly hot and dry. We're gonna continue to pertain to the mostly hot and dry conditions, but we're gonna continue keep the mainly hot and dry pattern going with highs top 90. Now, just like today, now I was forecasting mid to upper 90s in today's forecast, but eventually at one point in Shreveport we did hit 100. I'll find out tomorrow whether or not it's that official. But tomorrow through at least Tuesday, we'll have highs in the upper 90s each day, and it's a possibility that just like today that we could reach 100 on any of those days, just like we saw today. So it looks like the heat will stick around. So we have rising heat and humidity for basically the entire weekend. That's both tomorrow and Sunday. It looks like the heat will stick around for at least the first part of next week, eventually topping up, reaching 100 by the middle of next week, going into your Wednesday. And then it looks like we'll settle into the mid to possibly upper 90s towards late next week. But finally, temperatures, then by the end of next week, we'll start to see temperatures lowering. As rain chances increase, we'll start to see high temperatures tumbling down. At least we'll be in the mid 90s. At least we'll be somewhere much closer to average towards the end of next week. And looks like that the heat index values aren't going to be too intolerable. So most likely be in that 102 to 105 degree range. So we have the usual heat, but with the humidity, it's going to make it feel oppressive. So, and having a heat advisory certainly cannot be out of the question, especially the more humid it's going to be within the next few days. So that means that summer isn't over. So we still have a taste of summer on the horizon, and highs in the upper 90s, eventually reaching 100. So that means that the more we lack moisture, the easier temperatures will soar. And it looks like in any of these days it's possible with triple digits. Now your rain chances, no rain expected both neither tomorrow or Sunday. Now your rain chances. So we're not expecting any rain for any of during the weekend. That's tomorrow. Neither tomorrow nor Sunday are we expecting any rain. I have a 20% chance for Monday, 10% for Tuesday, 20% chance Wednesday, increasing to a 30% Thursday. So again, both tomorrow and Saturday, I don't have a rain chance. I have a 20% rain chance for Monday, 10% chance for Tuesday, and then it increases to a 20% chance by Wednesday, 30% chance by Thursday, and 50% chance by the time we close out next week, by next Friday. So let's hopefully that by the end in the estimated rainfall told us we should be around just basically close to 2/10 of an inch of rain. So unfortunately, it's not a lot, but we'll take whatever we can get. So until then, just remember that. So don't forget the practice heat safety. Remember, don't forget the practice heat safety. Remember the dangers of dehydration and heat stroke, and remember to limit your time outdoors. Take frequent breaks. Drink plenty of fluids. Most importantly, drink plenty of water, and remain in an air condition, and limit your time outdoors, and wear light color, loose fitting clothing. So basically we should be a hot and dry weekend. So we're looking at mainly hot and dry conditions for the weekend, and then we're still with more humid conditions, start with more moisture increase that will lead up to at least a small chance of rain each day next week. So, but not everyone is going to get the rain all at once. It looks like the best rain chance by this point as of right now looks to be next Friday. So let us keep our fingers crossed and hopefully that rain finally happens, because as of right now we are at our third driest August on record. And I will keep you guys updated once again. Other than that rare tropical system that's across Hawaii, we have nothing active in the tropics in the Atlantic. And there could be one good explanation why the tropics have been unusually quiet as of late. And it looks like things could finally ramp up as it gets closer to peak hurricane season, which is normally in early September. So, other than the two hurricanes that formed earlier this month, the tropics remain quiet as of right now. But looks like things could get a brewing by the time we go into the first 2 weeks of September. I will certainly keep you guys up to date on all those. Well, that's basically all that I have for you guys for tonight. That will be basically all that I have for you guys here on this Friday night. And I hope you folks have had a truly blessed and wonderful week. And I hope your weekend goes the same. And I hope your weekend goes the same. Well, that will wrap up everything that I want to share with you here on this Friday night. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off here for tonight. You guys have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy your weekend. Most of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.